Hey Moglets, so Arlecchino is back, and while I feel it's a little redundant for me to summon for her, having a C6 Mavuika and all, I thought it would be pretty interesting to compare the two, especially since my friend Tim did just get her to C6, and they let me on their account so we could check her out. But if you also want to try and get Arlecchino, my partner LD Shop will save you some money. For those that don't know, LD Shop uses official methods of recharging, Razor Gold in Genshin's case, and you only need to provide your UID, so it's safe and easy. Right now, through my link in the description, they're offering new users a 5% and 15% off coupon where you can save up to $50. I'll show you how easy it is with a live demonstration here. We'll start with redeeming our free monthly card since I earned VIP status for spending over $80, which is a nice bonus. And with the Arlecchino / Zhongli rerun, they have a few new special packs, so we'll grab the one for Arlecchino. We just enter our server, copy paste our UID, and pay. And within literal seconds, we can see them coming in. The pack we just bought gave us a total of 29,210 Genesis for about 300 bucks. In game, that would cost 365, so a pretty nice chunk of savings there. So yeah, if you want to check them out, I will have that link in the description and pinned comment below. But let's get back to the video. Let's go ahead and start on Tim's account. This is their Arlecchino team, which very conveniently is exactly the same as my Mavuika team. Also, they got their Arlecchino to level 100, so that's fair as well. But yeah, let's just start with taking a look at Arlecchino and talking about what makes her special at C6. And I'd say one of the biggest differences from C6 versus non-C6 is that her burst actually becomes powerful. It becomes strong enough to use as an actual damage source versus, you know, an emergency heal. Tim sent me a short clip fighting the Dorito boss, and Arlecchino's burst is actually super impressive now, hitting for over 1 million here, especially considering Arlecchino is not a burst DPS. That's a good amount of damage. Of course, if we just compare that to my C6 Mavuika's burst, it looks a little weaker because, you know, in the same team mine does about 3 million. But yeah, her constellations are pretty interesting. Basically the first half, the first 3, purely focus on her normal attack damage because she is a normal attack DPS. And then constellations 4, 5, and 6 are almost purely about burst damage. C4 gives her additional energy so you don't have to build it for, you know, doing burst every rotation. C5 is burst levels, and C6 actually makes her burst strong. I think one of the best places to test this team is in Stygian. I don't know if they tried again after getting her to C6 because they just got her to C6 like yesterday when the banner dropped. But I think we just start and see. We'll try and get like the best time we can. I haven't played with Arlecchino in a while, so it'll probably take me a minute to remember how to use her properly, but that's why I'll do a few runs here. We'll go and do Sealoli's burst and just Arlecchino's burst there, and that hopefully, oh yeah, that does a lot of damage. That's nice. And yeah, like each of her attacks are doing like 200k even without melt. Okay, so yeah, we should be able to easily beat their record by like a lot of seconds. So I'm going to guess they didn't try this. Okay, here we go. Another one. I think that also did over 1 million. I couldn't see exactly, but yeah, dude, we're doing some crazy damage, and she had just attacked so fast. That could have almost been like a nearly, oh damn, that was still so fast. 37 seconds. We are on difficulty 5, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Just for fun, I do want to throw their C1 R1 Mavuika here. Maybe it's not super fair because Bond of Life characters, which Arlecchino is, have an advantage here. But as far as I could tell by reading this, it's just because this boss attaches Bond of Life to the characters. But I feel like Arlecchino, especially at C6 with her signature, gives herself enough Bond of Life without that. But still something worth considering anyway, probably. So here's like the first Mavuika burst. Let's see. Still about 1 million, so that was pretty impressive. But of course, you know, I don't have like the good Mavuika combo down pat yet, but this is probably what I'm going to be doing on my own account anyway. So I can pretty confidently at least say C6 Arlecchino is stronger than C1 Mavuika. We'll try some other content as well, because again, this one does favor Bond of Life characters. I surely could have done that a little faster, but yeah, there's obviously a massive difference. It took us 106 seconds. This Abyss really doesn't favor Pyro teams at all, but we should at least be okay until the final chamber. So we'll just start with this water blob thing and just do E and burst, and then we can E again. And just start blasting away. I don't think we're like getting very consistent melts here because Sealoli, I don't know. I don't think that's consistent enough for Arlecchino's fast attacks, but we still got through it really fast. I think about 35 seconds, but I'll have the times on screen. That's probably mostly what we're going to be comparing to because they are different characters. So we can go and do burst again. I mean, we can always just like E and reabsorb the thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Dude was able to get his shield, unfortunately, but we might just be able to kill him through it, I would hope. Okay, she died. All right, here we go. Boom, burst. Oh, wow, there we go. That's how it should be. We killed him in 16 seconds, I think. And yeah, for this guy, it's just too annoying without Dendro, so we're gonna leave. Now we'll put their level 90 Mavuika. This isn't the comparison, it's more versus my C6, but I guess it could still be pretty interesting, so let's go ahead. I swapped the units around a little bit, but shouldn't really matter. So here we go. Boom. Got a 736 there. Can just start spinning away. We are definitely missing a couple criticals there, but all right. There's that. We can do one more rotation. And then I'm assuming this guy will be dead then. This should be a melted Mavuika burst, hopefully. Yeah, about 1 million. And we'll take a look at the Vishap as well. Boom. So that worked out pretty much the same as with Arlecchino. Obviously way further away from one-shotting though. To be fair, I don't think we criticaled. Oh my god, he's so annoying. He's always moving me around. C-Lolly and then Mavuika, that should work. Boom, there we go, nice. Oh, we're out of Benny. Ooh, damn, was that? I think that was actually a little faster somehow. I guess also to be fair though, this team is way more Mavuika coded than Arlecchino, but this is what they use for Arlecchino, so I thought it'd be fair. Before we swap over to my account, we should do at least one more thing. Ah, right, they don't have the pin there like I do. I will leave that there for ya. Good old 9.5 million HP boss. All right, here we go. So we're gonna boom, 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 and boom. Oh no, did we not do Benny Burst? Well, if her burst doesn't do 1 million, it did. I guess we're fine. We'll go ahead and re-get that. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we're doing like a 250,000. That's pretty crazy. He's like half dead on first rotation. That's pretty good. Oh, did Tim never do this? I just got an achievement. Whoops. To be honest, I do kind of want to try a different team. I know Farina is not the best with Arlecchino because she can't really heal herself outside of, you know, the burst and stuff, but I think that was more damage actually. It's definitely closer to half. In this team, probably better to do Zealand and Burst. We got to get out of there. I don't know. It's actually pretty similar, but I think we've gathered enough footage, so let's go ahead and hop on my account. There's a bit of a caveat, which we should be able to mostly cover. Their Zealand is C0, R0, whereas mine is C1, R2. We can just give her a different weapon and reduce Mavuika's attack by 45% of her base to, you know, cover this part, because C1 doesn't really do anything for damage. The slightly worse part is that I have C2 C-Lolly and they have C1. That's 250 EM and 20% additional res decrease for Pyro. They do have R2 C-Lolly signature versus my R1, which does give, you know, a bit more damage increase to the team. I guess we do also have a full level 100 team, but I think besides a little bit of Benny, that doesn't really matter. I wish it were possible to turn off constellations, but we can give our Zealand Favonia's sword, like Tim's has, and reduce Mavuika's attack by about 500 to compensate for the 45% buff we're getting here. Oh, this is actually perfect. Attack scans gives 46.6%. 45, same thing basically. We have this, you know, def sands here. The substats are arguably a little better on the defense sands, but whatever, I think it's fine. We're giving her a def sands. So I'd say that Zealand pretty much covered. C-Lolly is going to be much more of a pain. Her C2 gives 250 EM. I cannot even take that away from Mavuika because she only has 120. And the enemies have their res decreased by an additional 20%. We'll start with giving C-Lolly Ether Light, which takes away the team-wide damage buff. I feel like they should more than cover the res decrease. And besides that, all we can really do is like slightly nerf her stats a bit by also removing all the EM we can. So our Mavuika now has 19 EM. That's about the lowest I can get it because that 19 is on the def sands. So if I were to run the numbers, I'd probably still have a bit of an advantage, but I don't know what to do at this point. So I guess let's run it. That's about as close as I can make it. And sure, we'll go ahead and start in Stygian here versus the Bond of Life unit. I could barely do it in time with Timp C1 Mavuika, but the C6 Arleccino just shredded through it. Our current record with like no restrictions Mavuika, you know, just as strong as I can make her, was 34. All right, we should be able to get the first actual rotation here now in a second, hopefully. Just go ahead and do that, and then we should be able to burst now. Ooh, yeah, that was a 2.2. That's so much weaker than it was before, but we still got through it super fast. In fact, even faster somehow. I guess I didn't try this boss very often with this team, but yeah, Mavuika is of course still really strong even with the def sands. Okay, wait, this might be it. This might be it. If we can just do this before she gets shield back. That was good. That was good. That was good. Okay, yeah, that was it. I think the 31 actually. I mean, pretty close regardless. That just makes me feel like I probably could have done better with Timp's C1 Mavuika on this fight. The Abyss run I feel like is going to be pretty similar, but we'll see. So that should kill the water droplet most likely. Then we're gonna charge attack on this guy. Then we have this dude here. It's probably going to be a little bit faster if we don't have to do a second rotation, which I don't think we do. About 20 seconds, yeah. And then the Vishap, I am expecting to die with Mavuika's first burst, but we will see here. There's C-Lollies and Mavuika's coming into play. Yep, 10 seconds. Basically all burst animations. I mean, honestly, if Tim's Arlecchino just had a bit better stats, probably could have one shot with burst as well. And finally, this dude. I know I can just barely one rotation him without any restrictions on my team, but since we're trying to emulate, you know, the lesser, yeah, I mean, it is quite a big difference there. I would say it's almost kind of equal to Arlecchino now, because yeah, I mean, about half. Like, on our best run with Arlecchino, we could do about half as well. We'll try it a few more times just to make sure nothing went wrong there. Do we crit? We do crit and melt. Okay, we must have not done one of those things last time because we are quite easily over half this time. Almost one rotationable. Probably not without, you know, giving Mavuika all her stuff back. Since we tried this team, basically replacing C-Lolly with Farina, on Tim's account, we'll do it here as well. Takes a lot of the guesswork out from having, you know, an extra constellation on C-Lolly. And while my Farina is C4, Tim's is C6, though I don't think it'll matter that much for, you know, one rotation. So let's see. I mean, we're still like doing 300k for a charge attack there, and it's still definitely easily over half. All right, here we go anyway. Yeah, again, we have full fanfare. Again, yeah, like 500k. Yeah, dude, like getting kind of close to a one rotation. But I think people really in the know about like character strength in general already kind of knew the result of this video. I mean, I'm not much of a tier list guy, but of the ones I've seen, Arlecchino is consistently placed one tier below Mavuika because Mavuika is always placed at the very tippy top of all of them. That's not to say Arlecchino is weak. She is, I guess, the second strongest pyro DPS. But yeah, the results, not too surprising. I'm going to fix my Mavuika before I forget, but I still thought it'd be interesting to explore anyway, being some of the top DPSs. But yeah, if you have any thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.